fuck going on. If you've seen these videos, you know what's going on. If you haven't, fuck took you so long. So as far as music this whole month, it's been, man, has it been like, it's been something, man. I think in hindsight, like, we got a lot. So I guess I'll start off with the first song that we kind of got this month. So Juice WRLD's team did release a 2-single EP called The Pre-Party, which is essentially building up to his final album titled The Party Never Ends. And I mean, this album has been in development hell. Right now, I guess the release date's supposed to be it's supposed to be in November, I guess. And as far as my background goes with Juice WRLD, I do enjoy a lot of Juice WRLD songs. As well as, I'll say this, like, as far as leaks do go, there's only two artists, like, in rap where you can legitimately say that they have the greatest leaks of any rapper ever, and Juice WRLD being one of those. I don't think he's the artist with the best leaks, but he's definitely in the, like, top 2. And that actually also kind of brings me to the song that I actually is my favorite out of these 2 songs. Lightyears, though, with Young Thug, I mean, that's probably my favorite track that they've put out together. They've always had great chemistry together, and I really like Young Thug on this song. Yeah, to me, and I've heard this song when it leaked, and I really like this song. Definitely, if we're gonna have another Juice WRLD Young Thug song, I know many of his fans are gonna say the same thing, but, like, I get why they didn't release Attachments, because fucking his ex-girlfriend's fucking wild and out and shit. I get that, but at the same time, Attachments, that song goes ridiculously hard. I need that track on streaming services. But as far as, like, as well, who has the best leaks of all time? Look, I'm sorry, you cannot touch this man, Carti. Carti has the greatest leaks of all time. This wasn't a leak, but highly anticipated song of his, All Red, finally came out. The fucking holy shit, this is like the 7th single for his album coming out. I was looking forward to this song, you know, I can't lie. And now that the song's released, I know it's received a bunch of mixed thoughts on it. For me personally, I really enjoy it. It's a really great Playboi Carti single. I don't think this is better than a lot of the stuff that he's put out for, you know, the rollout. I will say I do prefer this over a couple of the other singles. You know, I talked about Ketamine. I do prefer this song over Ketamine. Hot take, I kind of prefer this song over 2024. You know, I don't think it's touching Hood by Air, Evil Jordan, or Different Day. But yeah, I know, like, a lot of people really don't like this song because he sounds so much like Future. Well, yes, I will say he does sound very much like Future on this song. You can still hear a lot of the mannerisms that Carti does bring to his own songs. And I know there's also talks of how this was a song that he didn't really want to release, and that this is a song that the label kind of forced him to put out, which I've heard those talks before. On one hand, I understand completely why he probably didn't want to put it out, and it's probably for the same reason why a lot of people don't like it. But this was a hyped up song. Oh, and shockingly, like, the biggest thing with this song, I cannot stand in songs I can't stand in general any kind of, like, talk about, oh, upside down cross and the devil and shit, like that shit. Like, I think that's so corny. That's just a way to be edgy. But surprisingly, on All Red, it doesn't actually bother me at all. And as well, like, regardless of the fact that he does kind of sound like Future, I don't think it's as terrible as the other members of Opium, where every other, like, fucking Ken Carson being the biggest one, I think Destroy Lonely the less. Like, I do not listen to any other members of Opium outside of the fact that they're trash. They don't bring anything new to the table with this whole new style that Carti kind of created of mumble rap, and they're kind of just, Ken Carson just sounds to me like a Temu version of Carti, you know? I feel like that's the way I kind of look at all these Opium artists. You have a Temu Carti, you have fucking Walmart Carti, and then you have Kmart Carti. But as well, that does kind of actually bring me to the next song I do want to talk about. And this is kind of unreleased, but not really. BSlime did release a remix to his song Monster, which featured Lil Uzi Vert. This was supposed to be very much in line with what Uzi was trying to do with Barter 16 back when he was working on that. And I know, like, yeah, the music video, like a rough version of the music video did leak like a couple days before BSlime was like, all right, fuck it, let's just release the whole fucking thing. I will say this though, and this is gonna be a somewhat of a Barter 16 review, and I haven't listened to the entirety of Barter 16, but kind of sticking on the topic of like impressions and imitations, like the biggest thing that I got from Uzi from the songs that I've heard of from Barter 16, I know that if Barter 16 were to come out and he did end up releasing it, I know that people would have fucking hated this album. The several songs that I've heard that were supposed to be part of Barter 16, I was like, yo, these songs are pretty fire. And the biggest reason why I feel like people would have hated this album if it did release is because Uzi clearly is like kind of copying a lot of mannerisms that Young Thug does based off the songs that I've heard. It's not like he's trying to hide it at all, especially given the fact that the album is titled Barter 16. The songs that I've heard, it sounds almost like a love letter, not just to Young Thug, but to the album Barter 6 as it is. Barter 6 being actually my favorite Young Thug project. Probably that or So Much Fun. And I think that does come across a little bit in his verse on Monster. And I've seen also some people, and this could just be Uzi's fan base going fucking wild at this point, but I've seen some people kind of going like, oh, this is like the revitalization of Barter 16. And if this is, hypothetically, if this is, and I don't think it is, but if it is, I am definitely looking forward to seeing the album on streaming services. I don't think it will be coming out. I will say though, one of the songs that I did hear, if it was released, it probably would be my favorite Lil Uzi song of all time. And as well, I did want to talk about Babyface Ray's new album titled I fucking forgot what it was called. I can't lie. No, but for real, like I enjoy Babyface Ray. I think out of every Detroit artist that I've heard, and you can just say I just haven't heard of that many Detroit artists outside of like Eminem, he's probably my favorite Detroit artist. It's all right. There's several songs in here that I really do enjoy. My favorite song though is I Need Some Motivation. Only issue I kind of have with this song is the beginning. I'm okay with like a monologue at the beginning of a song, but like at the same time, like we don't need all that. Just get to the fucking song. But then when the song actually fucking starts, man, is that shit fire. And I think that also the thing I like about Babyface Ray is I like his kind of like sleepy kind of voice, you know? I kind of like it. It's very sleepy, almost nasally kind of voice, and it's not like, and I don't mean that as like an insult. I think it actually makes him pretty unique. And as well, I really like his flows as well. And of course, as far as albums go, this is the biggest one to come out this month, and that was MIXTAPE PLUTO by Future. This project, I wasn't expecting a whole lot. This was exactly kind of what I expected. I expected the album to kind of be almost like, I'll remember the, you know, the good times of the, you know, mixtape, you know, Future albums, you know, whether if you want to go to, you know, Monster, 56 Nights, Purple Rain, and a lot of the songs on here, he does kind of tap into some of those, you know, aspects that were really good on 56 Nights, Purple Rain, Beast Mode. But at the same time, I don't think this project does hold up to the same degree as something like Monster. Maybe not, and as well not even 56 Nights. But I will say there are great Future songs on here, you know? I mean, Ready to Cook Up is fucking fire. South of France, Lil Demon, Ace Gang. And I was also really shocked to see that there were no features. And the biggest thing to me as well, and this could just be after the success of We Don't Trust You and We Still Don't Trust You, but I felt like Metro Boomin's inclusion felt left off. Like, where the fuck was Metro on this shit? Like, he would have been great. But like, I'm just gonna say, there's a particular leak. If you're a Future fan, I think you know what fucking leak I'm talking about. That song was missing, not just from We Don't Trust You, but it was missing from MIXTAPE PLUTO. I think it would have worked so well. It does remind you very much of like Monster. I think it would have been one of Future's best songs, period. This song actually probably would have been a much better outro than Ace Gang. I love Ace Gang. That song's fire. But this song that leaked, I don't want to talk about it because I still have hope that it's still going to release. And I try not to talk about leaks when it comes to this series, just because, I don't know, I like to hear things when they are finished. But as far as like my favorite song on the project, it's got to be the intro track, Teflon Don. I talked about this last video where, Future has great intro tracks. I don't know who fucking produced this. I think I want to say Southside produced it. I really want to say Southside produced it, but that fucking Godfather sample, oh my gosh, does it, like, when I heard it for the first time, like, I thought I was floating up to heaven for a second. I love that sample so much. And yeah, kind of keeping this train rolling on these new releases, I do have the song Crack Era by Maxo Kream featuring Tyler, the Creator, on here. I don't even remember the name of the song. I'm blanking on it, but it is I heard the other song that Maxo Kream and Tyler, the Creator, have that released a couple years ago. And I thought I think they have actually really great chemistry on this song, much more than I think that other one. I do like, Maxo Kream on here. I like Tyler, the Creator. It's very short, very sweet. It's not much else to say about Crack Era. To kind of wrap up any new releases, there's one artist in particular that I haven't mentioned yet who actually released 2 new songs this month. I was going to talk about the other one, which I did like, but I do want to talk about the big one, the one that everybody was excited for, and that would be Timeless by The Weeknd and Playboi Carti. I do really like Carti's feature on here. He surprisingly works well with The Weeknd, and I wasn't sure what to expect because, I heard it when it was when he did that concert in Brazil. When The Weeknd did that concert in Brazil, I heard that, and a lot of those other songs that he teased for his upcoming album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. But yeah, Carti's inclusion surprisingly like works well on here, and I think the thing that I love about Carti's performance is that, like, it reminds me of like 2024, where my favorite part in 2024 is when he switches over from like his regular kind of high pitch kind of voice and switches immediately into like deep voice Carti. And that's kind of what he does here, but he switches a couple times. And to me, that's like the highlight of the song, obviously, is Carti. But I don't think you can like underestimate like The Weeknd's performance on here. The Weeknd's performance is great on here as well. And I'm curious to also see if there's any additional features that will be on Hurry Up Tomorrow outside of Carti and that one girl that he had a song with. I forgot her name. But yeah, I'm also really excited to hear Hurry Up Tomorrow. As far as, my love for The Weeknd, I loved After Hours, and I love House of Balloons. Like, that song, like, if you're trying to set the mood, bro, just play House of Balloons, man. That shit is so fucking sexy, man. I can't lie. I don't know why I turned into my light-skinned voice for a second. And for the last song of the video that I want to talk about, I do want to talk about Baby Keem, Sons and Critics Freestyle. It's just been the song I've been listening to the most from Baby Keem this month. This is like the nastiest beat I think I've ever heard Baby Keem on. Like, I don't think it's not my favorite Baby Keem song, but that beat is fucking nasty, man. And I do kind of want to elaborate on Baby Keem as like, back to like what I said with All Red and how like I don't fuck with like Opium like that because it's just a bunch of Carti clones. To be fair, you could kind of make that point with other artists that aren't even signed with Opium. You can make that point about Gucci's, I think is his name. But to be fair, like, that motherfucker, like, I'm sorry, I haven't heard another Gucci song since that one song that I can't even fucking name you. And then obviously there's Yeet being like the biggest one out of them. And the difference, though, at least with Yeet and like those Opium artists, and also with Baby Keem, is that at least with Baby Keem and Yeet, is that they do try to like, they do have like something that makes them different. They take that idea of like the mumble rap shit and actually kind of like put a spin on it, or like make it their own. Like Baby Keem is like the combination of Playboi Carti, and I'd say Kendrick Lamar in a way. I don't know, man. Like if you want to make that, you know, that stink face, you know, that you make when you listening to something that's like really hard, Sons and Critics freestyle, that song, oh my gosh, it gets me every time, dude. Actually, when it comes to new music, I did forget to talk about one song in particular, pretty big one, that happened at like right at the beginning of the month. Essentially, Kendrick Lamar did release a new song earlier this month, and it doesn't have an official name, I believe. I mean, I'm just calling it Watch the Party Die. He released it back on his Instagram. Not going to spend too much time on it, but I will say that as far as this song does go, I think it is a great kind of epilogue to the Kendrick versus Drake beef. While the song isn't necessarily a diss at Drake, he does throw some shots in there. And from what I gathered, at least when I did listen to the song, is that it's not necessarily, you know, the rap battle wasn't necessarily just about Drake. That was part of it, you know, that he just doesn't like him. But it's more of a bigger issue, as well as making us just aware just of the industry, and also like hip-hop media in particular, and whether if some sort of change within the industry does indeed take place. That is something that, you know, will be interesting as time does go on to see, you know, just how well the song has aged. I think this is actually a much better song to kind of wrap up this whole kind of story of, you know, this rap battle between the two, rather than, you know, ending on The Heart Part 6, because, you know, fuck that song. But yeah, I like I said, I mean, I said it at the beginning of the video, like, this month was stacked of like new music. I'm grateful for the new music that we've gotten this month. I don't know what to expect for October. I don't know what to expect for November outside the party never ends. But yeah, we only got like a few months left, so I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what we get. I'm really excited.